I'm your host, Tayshawn.
It's your boy, Effie. Let's get this shit bossing.
And we're about to get into some NBA hot takes to start out the episode, man. So, Ephraim, bro, this has been such a wild start to the season. So many hot teams that were up last year in the standings are pretty low this year, man.
Yeah, I'm just seeing a lot of poor basketball being played by a lot of the playoff teams that were in there
Now,
last
if we
year,
take a look at a few of the big names that are not starting hot, we'll start in the Eastern Conference, man. So, at the top, like normal, you got the Bucks undefeated still, 6-0. You got a surprising but not too surprising team also at top, Cavaliers, 5-1.
They trade for Donovan Mitchell.
Did you think that trade was smart and worked out?
I think that was a risky trade. I did not like D. Mitchell going to the Cavs away.
Let me tell you why it worked so much, though. Donovan Mitchell, right? So people said that he was like the pest and the one that messed up a lot more on the Utah Jazz instead of Rudy Gobert, who was traded to the Wolves. Now, I say this was a better trade with him going to the Cavs because they have so much depth in guards. They gave up Sexton, but he was coming off an injury, so it made sense to give him up. And it's a smart trade that they gave him up. They got Garland still.
He's a dog.
Just came off an all-star season.
Dog.
They got Ricky Rubio, who is injured at the moment, but he's still good.
He's average for sure.
Bro, he was giving him some good plays when he was in.
Dog water in Minnesota, but yes.
Oh, my. I swear. Any other team he was on besides Minnesota, he's going crazy.
I ain't gonna lie. I'm taking a look at D. Mitchell's stats so far this year. He's averaging 32 points per game.
32 is insane.
7.3 assists per game and 4.5 rebounds per game.
Insane.
Dog. Straight dog, boys.
And then they still got Karis LeVert.
Kevin Love's been playing decently well this year, too.
Kevin Love's been actually going pretty good.
They got Isaiah Mobley and Evan Mobley.
Oh, yeah, he did get drafted there, didn't he?
Two brothers. Robin Lopez, he's all right. Karis LeVert, man, he's a sleeper. He used to be super good for the Nets.
And he was good on Indiana. Don't forget he was on Indiana. They got Jarrett Allen also at the center. So the Cavs really aren't like they're a solid team. You wouldn't be like surprised they're at the top of the standings.
That's very true.
You got the Celtics 4-2 coming off a finals appearance against the Warriors. They are third seed in the East. Now, those are the top three teams in Eastern Conference. But if you take a look at about the last 5 to 6 spaces, you've got a team like the Bulls, 10th, 3-4. You got the Nets, 12th, 2-5. Heat, 13th, 2-5 as well. Those are the 3 out of the 6 bottom teams that are actual contenders, or at least playoff, like that would make the playoffs.
I honestly think that Jimmy Butler and them, they will definitely start to heat up. You know, they signed Tyler Hero to, I think it was like 4 years, $140 million.
That extension blew me by surprise.
Yeah.
I did not expect that.
I was hoping more for like maybe like a 5-year, maybe 50 to.
Did you see?
Million.
Didn't they extend Duncan Robinson too?
Yeah.
And they're not even playing the man.
And they're not playing the man.
That's
can
such a
carry them
worthless
to the
extension.
playoffs.
But then, but what do you think about the Bulls being 3-4? Now I know they are missing a guard, Lonzo Ball. He's been amazing with the Bulls so far in this tenure. But they do got Alex Caruso still out there. They got Zach LaVine in and out of games. They got Nikola Vucevic. I don't know if he's been doing too hot, but they got that boy. And then I don't.
He's been averaging 15, Nikola. He's been averaging 15. Yep.
Okay.
You know, it also looks like, Lonzo Ball is very efficient when it comes to offense. He's a great passer. He can get you a bucket when it has to.
But they do got DeMar DeRozan. He has been their star as usual.
That is a whole different topic. 25 points per game, 4.1 assists per game, and 3.5 rebounds per game. Yeah, those are
safe to say DeMar is actually, but will DeMar be enough until Lonzo gets back, or do you think the whole team can also step up?
I think it's also tough because also Zach LaVine is questionable now.
Indeed.
As well, and he's averaging 23, 3, and 3 as well.
And he's only played like 3 games out of the 7A played, 7 or 8.
I think if the Bulls were to make a deep playoff run, they definitely need to add another superstar. Definitely need a little bit more depth, I think, too, as well. Just maybe.
Now, what I can say, they'd probably do well with getting a better big man. Now, Andre Drummond, I will not say he is the worst big man,
he's decent,
but he's not what he used to be, okay?
Exactly.
He's not Detroit Drummond.
Nope.
Detroit Drummond was a double-double machine. That boy could get you some points and get you some boards at will, but him on the Bulls so far, he's had some hot starts. He's had some hot streaks, but I'm not going to say he's been the answer for a big man role because they only have him as a backup behind Vucevic. Now, big men wise, they also have Javonte Green,
Ooh.
who hasn't been bad. I've seen Javonte come in behind Drummond and actually get them some tough buckets. He's gotten them some boards. But will Andre Drummond and Javonte Green propel the Bulls?
I don't think so.
To get into the leader, into the top of the standings?
I think with the Bulls, what they're going to have to do is they're going to have to put a little trade package together. I think Drummond's going to be included in that. I also think he could
They should put in Dragic, because I don't think Dragic is another guard you want to rely on.
No, like he's getting old. He's 36 years old. He's not the same player he used to be back when he was on the Heat.
And he's not how he plays when he plays for like his country, man.
And as soon as Lonzo comes back, he's got to stay healthy.
He has to.
But now we're gonna get over into the Nets. How are we feeling about the Nets so far?
Oh my God! Did you see that the Nets just fired Steve Nash? Yeah. Oh my God! It's insane that they were able to rally together just because they don't like him. Probably not even because he was a bad coach. People say he's a bad coach, and I can't disagree with that. He's 2-5 with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving on your team. That's just not acceptable, bro. And also, while you have another man in Ben Simmons who's just starting to playing how he is and not trying to have him play a little different, play a little better, the man's fouled let's see, they played 7 games, and he's fouled 3 out of the 4 games out.
Yeah, Ben Simmons has not been playing well.
What's his averages looking like? Talk to me, F.
Let's see. He is averaging 6.2 points per game, 7 assists per game, 6 rebounds. So that, for me, from a potential number 1 draft pick back in, 2018?
Yep.
That's not good. He is 6'10", 240. Obviously, everyone's seen his jump shot. He can't shoot the ball.
And it's insane because hold on. No, he was drafted back in 2016. We're bugging. But it's insane because he's 6'10", but he plays the point guard position, but he is scared to draw a foul.
He's also scared to shoot the basketball.
That as well. That's a big minus. Now, I don't know if anyone's seen the clip or if you've seen the clip, but there is a clip where Ben Simmons has Kyrie's driving into the lane.
Wide open.
He's got people in his face. So what he does, the smart thing, he turns around, passes to Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is right behind him on the draw. He could have went up, drawn foul. You know what Ben Simmons does?
Turns around, turnover.
Turns around and passes it out. And Kyrie Irving is out of bounds, yelling at Ben to shoot the fucking ball. Now, that was going around on the internet for a while, and people are like, yeah, Ben's being a big softy. He's doing what he did in Philadelphia. He's not trying to be big and play big. He's just trying to pass the ball. Now, he is 6'10". He could easily use his size to his advantage, but he does not.
Here's one thing I also want to address. The Sixers. You got James Harden. You got Tobias Harris. You got Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid is what? MVP front runner last year behind Jokic.
Mr. Jokic.
Jokic. It's tough, man. You can't start off 4-4.
It's also been a thing that Doc Rivers is in the hot seat, and I do not know if I can agree with that this time.
No, I don't like that.
It was a lot different with him on the Clippers, considering he's gotten them to the playoffs, but couldn't advance past the second round.
Game 7 twice, right?
Oh my God!
You got Kawhi, Game 7. That was a dirty move. I'm not gonna lie, that was gross.
Goodness,
fade. Was that back-to-back Kawhi years that they lost?
I don't
recall,
remember.
but I think it was close.
I know that dagger definitely hurt them, but come on, you have an upcoming star in Tyrese Maxey stepping up in the position when Embiid's out or Harden's out. He just dropped 44 recently, his career high. He was perfect in the first half, not missing, and he ended up only missing 5 shots the entire game.
Tough.
And then they also got their pickup in PJ Tucker. Now I'm gonna say that was one of the worst offseason trades they could have made to me.
Worst.
I do not think PJ Tucker is what he used to be when he was on the Rockets.
Nope.
He used to be a really solid corner shooter. Like, he could just spot up and get you a real quick 3-ball. But
he used to be a really good defender too, as well.
Yeah, when he was on the Heat, when he was on the Bucks, he's just standing in the corner.
When he was playing for the Heat, he was locking down. I can't remember who it was in the finals, but he was locking someone down in the finals.
Oh, against the Lakers?
I think so.
But it's insane that they picked him up trying to rely on his 3-ball, and he's not been shooting well recently. Like, literally, look at his last 2 teams, the Bucks and the Heat. He has not been shooting well with them. So, to me, that was one of, not the greatest offseason trades they could have made. But, yeah, Tobias Harris, I'm not going to say he's been playing horrible. He's been having some really good, decent games. And James Harden has been spectacular, bro. Like, he's been dropping some real good games. Let's see what he's been dropping the last few games. In his last 3 games against Washington, October 31st, 23 points, 17 assists, 7 boards, 8 for 17 shooting.
It's not bad.
October 29th against Chicago, 15 points, 11 assists, 6 rebounds, but he was not efficient in shooting, 2 for 13.
It's pretty dog.
And then October 28th against Toronto, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 for 9 shooting. Now, he is averaging 21.8 points, 10 assists, and 7.2 boards on the season. James Harden is actually averaging some really good numbers. He's almost averaging 22 points, about 10 assists, 7.2 boards. Now, has Harden been a pretty good answer for Philly?
I do believe that was the right trade. Harden, granted, this season he's only averaging 21, 10, and 7. But I also think James Harden is still that guy. He lost a shit ton of weight in the offseason.
Facts.
He's
bulked
looking
up. Are you gonna say that Philly won the trade against Brooklyn?
I do believe so. I do like that because he just didn't work well with Kyrie and Harden. Kyrie and KD. You know?
Yeah, a lot of people also speculated that before the trade even happened, that like 3 superstars on the same team would not work. Now, they did have some good games together, but to be frank, they did not play that many games together as a big 3.
No, they played less games together than what everyone was hoping for.
Yeah, because you either had Kyrie, Harden, Kyrie, KD, Harden, KD.
Yeah.
And then you also had Kyrie, who was a part-time player last year because of COVID and the shot and all that was happening. So you didn't have a lot of Kyrie, didn't have a lot of the big 3 playing, and that season just went downhill after they lost to the Bucks in the playoffs.
But you do take a look at when those big 3 were playing together, that was a very tough team to beat. Because also you can add Joe Harris in there as well.
Joe Harris had a backup shooter. You had, who was their big man?
You had Blake Griffin as your center. Even though he's not physically what he used to be
on the Clippers.
You have Kevin Durant, 7 foot. James Harden, what?
You get a bucket from 3 different people at any time. So that definitely was a tough team.
Yes.
But
I think if they stay healthy, they go on to beat the Bucks easily.
Yeah. Well, honestly,
it's gonna be a long
honestly, KD at the end of Game 7 was the scariest I've seen him play.
He was
that man was backpacking the nets like no other. I was so scared for the Bucks. Now, I can say I did not want the Bucks to win the chip, but I am glad Giannis got a ring. I did want the Suns to win because I do love Chris Paul.
Yeah.
But, what they did, they just sold the bag,
They did what they had to do.
And I don't know if they'll be back in the finals. They're not the same team they were last year, so.
Yeah, the Nets are not even close. Honestly, now I'm going to look at the Knicks here.
Last year, the year prior. I forgot the Warriors just won this previous season.
I do like the pickup of Cam Reddish in the offseason. That was tough.
Oh, on the Knicks?
Yeah.
Yep.
I was really hoping kind of Donovan Mitchell would end up going to the Knicks.
Cam Reddish and Jalen Brunson were their new acquired pickups, though. What do you think of that?
Jalen Brunson, dog. He played really
dog.
well in Dallas, but Luka is just he wants it all for himself. He's not that kind of guy who's going to give up the rock a lot. And Brunson didn't want to be that shadow anymore. And Brunson was still averaging. I don't even know. Let me take.
You can't be mad once you know that you're becoming a star and you're getting hot and you're playing with someone who's just not to being a star with you. It's kind of hard to be like. That was the kind of point Kyrie was trying to make when he left Cleveland because LeBron was there. But Kyrie's just been on the downhill since that.
Yeah, and Kyrie, I get him. He's trying to start his own little team or whatever. But you need a superstar.
And it's like it's like whoever plays with Bron, they're just gonna get overshadowed regardless. It's LeBron. No one's gonna. If LeBron wins, LeBron wins. If you guys lose, it's because LeBron did everything you guys did not much. But everyone knew that Kyrie was the sidekick.
Exactly.
But he was still on par with LeBron.
But he was also making everyone else look good around him.
No one will say that he wasn't a big help in their 2016 run against Golden State. But to him, he just felt like he was overshadowed, second place. Yeah. So he tried to go to the Celtics. And
I actually did like the Celtics and Kyrie.
Celtics Kyrie wasn't bad, yeah.
Jaylen Brown, Kyrie.
No, they didn't have Jaylen Brown yet.
Yeah, they did.
Did they?
Yeah, Jaylen Brown was just hurt a lot that year.
No way, because he was drafted in 2018 and Kyrie was there 2017.
Kyrie played 2 years in Boston.
Let me see.
I'm pretty sure.
Let me check this shit out, man.
But anyways, I'm kind of looking here. T-Wolves. We got the T-Wolves, 4-4. They're 5th in the Northwest in the Western Conference. You know.
Oh, wait, no. He played with Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, he played with Tatum too.
Yes.
That was the big three in Boston. They had
Oh,
Al
that's
Horford
just when
as
they were
well.
young, and that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got the surprising Spurs at 5-2 this year. They beat the Timberwolves twice already.
Yeah, so let's talk about the sleeper teams that are actually doing really good. In the Western Conference, a sleeper team that's doing really good. The Trailblazers, 5-1. You've had Dame coming back off an injury, starting off super hot. He had back-to-back 41-point games. You have Anthony Simons, who's just been blazing hot from the three. He had an amazing game against the Nuggets, just blowing 3 after 3. You have, who else do they have?
I do want to say this. I think getting rid of CJ McCollum definitely had its plus and minuses. I think Anthony Simons now has a bigger role, and he's kind of filling that CJ McCollum spot. But I do like the Trailblazers. Dame is still that guy.
Yeah, the Trailblazers are good, and CJ definitely helped improve the Pelicans.
I do think the Trailblazers are missing just one more.
Yeah, because they got a solid rookie in Shadon Sharp, I'd say. Jeremy Grant could definitely play a lot better, considering what kind of player he was with the Pistons just a little bit ago.
Exactly.
But they did acquire Gary Payton II from the Warriors.
That's what I was just looking at right now.
And he is making his debut, he said, in about 2 weeks
GP2 is
on
a dog.
the 15th of November.
You know, and he's good, man.
Bro, yeah, you cannot say
also
he
have-
wasn't a good backbone of the Warriors in that championship
You have
run.
Greg Brown. Granted, he's only dropping 2 points. He's still 6'7". If you've seen that man jump in high school, watch out. He was good at Texas too as well. I just think, Trailblazers need maybe 1 or 2 more superstars, and I think they're gonna be up there and competing with the Warriors.
Honestly, I'd say they'd probably get him a good forward, another good forward, or get him another good big,
Yep.
and they're solid. Because Dame, fire. Simons has been on a mission. Shadon could definitely step into a bigger role. Jeremy Grant could play a lot better. You got a good backup with Gary Payton II.
GP2?
Yusuf Nurkic is not a bad big man at all.
he's
You got
not.
Josh Hart on the bench, Jabari Walker, Nasir Little, Justice Winslow. He's kind of making a little bit of noise. So I will not say the Blazers are bad. Another sleeper team that is doing so much more
I
hot
want to
than
talk
anyone
about the
thought.
Pelicans.
The Pelicans first? No
Healthy Zion Williamson. Lost the weight that he looked like he was.
that man
big.
looks so good now. I cannot lie.
He's back to the peak Duke form Zion. I think, honestly, I like their roster. I do think they are potentially missing one bigger superstar as well.
But but regardless of that, they're a solid team.
They're 4-2.
4-2. They have Jose Alvarado, who's been stepping up
Jackson
into
Hayes
being a good scorer and a good defender. You got Brandon Ingram, basically a baby KD, as everyone calls him. Zion, of course.
We're not going to talk about EJ Liddell, Mr. Ohio State, averaging 19.4 points per game.
Oh, my God. EJ Liddell. I'm so mad because he could have been such a good pickup for the Wolves.
No, the Wolves just didn't want to take a chance.
They got a solid defender in Herb Jones. They got, of course, star-studded guards, CJ McCollum.
Brandon Ingram.
Babyface KD. Bro, Jonas Valanciunas has been such a good, he's
16.7 points. Dog.
He's amazing. He's been going on. The last season, the games that he was putting up and the boards and the points, you would not expect that. Valanciunas on the Grizzlies was a dog, but him on the Pelicans has been.
That was a good
I
move.
think this is him being a real his really good prime. They got Jackson Hayes too as a power forward. He has not been playing bad, but he has had some bad raps he's been picking up, and he needs to do a lot better.
I do want to note. Yep, the Suns are 6-1. They look very good. Clippers are 3-4. Warriors are 3-5.
Yeah, the
I
good
don't know
teams
what's
leaving.
going on with the Warriors right now, but you got the best bench in the NBA by far.
Yeah, they have such good depth with their young guys. It's insane that you're doing bad.
You got Kuminga, you got Moses Moody.
And they just picked up Kuminga, Moody, and Wiseman
And
on
Poole, bro?
Additional contracts. They just extended them.
Wiggins, Wiseman.
You give Wiggins and Poole contract
Green?
extensions. You have to
Talk
pick up
about him.
JaMychal Green, Dante DiVincenzo.
That right there. I did not know about that until I saw them opening night.
Mhm.
And I like that.
Yeah, DiVincenzo was such a good 3-and-D guy for the Bucks, but it sucked that he got injured and he had to go away because they got to still be contenders. But he's definitely a solid pickup for the Warriors, I'd say. All right, let's end it talking about the star-studded man that we were just talking about not too long ago, LeBron James. Him and his Lakers.
Is he fading away quickly or what?
5. Now, I will not say the blame is completely on Bron. I will not say that the blame's completely on the team. But there's definitely a lot more that team could be doing than they're doing now. Mm-hmm. Now, you have LeBron doing what he does and scoring a lot, sharing the rock. He's just doing what he does. But you need Westbrook's been playing fantastic his last few games. Yes. He played really well against the Wolves, but they did lose. Who they just play last? They played.
Clear question.
They played Denver.
Against?
Denver. Their last game was just against Denver, and they got their first W. Now, Westbrook against the Wolves, 18 points, 8 boards, 3 assists, 6 for 17. Not shooting well, but he played well regardless.
LeBron, 28 points that game, 5 assists. You know?
And then against Denver, their first win of the season, he also had 18 again, 8 boards again, 8 assists, and shot a whopping 50%. A lot better than 6 for 17. So Westbrook's, I feel like he's starting to get his groove back, and if that becomes the case, they could kind of become a lot better mid-season.
I do think so as well.
Anthony Davis, they just got to keep him healthy, make sure he stays on the floor, make sure he's still aggressive and hungry, because he's been playing really well when he's been in too.
Stay healthy. If Anthony Davis stays healthy, the Warriors are
they're very solid. Warriors?
The Lakers are a very dangerous team.
Solid. Lonnie Walker, he's been such a solid pickup for them. But he's been super impressive, and he's been like very consistent. He's been dropping some very good scoring games. He's been very, above average for them, and that was – I'm not going to say it's unexpected, but he was pretty good, nearing the end of his Spurs run.
I do want to note this. Points per game this season, Luka, 36.7.
Ooh.
We got second is Giannis, 33.8. Ja, 33.3. Kevin Durant, 32.5. And Donovan Mitchell, 32.2. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Dogs. Rebounds per game. We got the boy Rudy Gobert.
Number one, baby. Bert. Yeah, yep. That's the boy.
Man. 14 rebounds per game. Giannis is second at 12, and then it kind of just goes down the list.
Yes, sir.
Stuff like that. Assists per game, you got Chris Paul at 11. 3-point made, obviously that's the GOAT, Steph Curry, man. Just stuff like that. Honestly, in your opinion, who do you think is going to win MVP this year?
Now, it's super tough when they talk about that stuff in the beginning of the season because not everyone's going to play the same after 82 games. We're like 10 to 11. Well, I don't know. Who's played the most games? I'd say we're about...
The most minutes. Let's note this. The most minutes played per game, we got D. Mitchell, 39. We got Kyrie at second at 38.6.
Which is insane. It's crazy that Kyrie's actually playing a lot more than he did.
Yeah, but also we take a look at what Kyrie's averaging per game, 26.9. He's always been averaging that,
And it's crazy because he was above 30, but he did just have a really bad game, dropping 4, which probably
4 freaking points.
Yeah, and he just really dropped his average because him and KD were both averaging 30 plus.
Yeah,
and they were still losing.
60 combined from your two studs. Oh
yeah, 60 points per game, solid. From both of them every game.
You're not,
and you're still losing a majority of your game.
Exactly. It's just because, you don't really have other people filling the rest of their roles.
But MVP talk, it's very early. We're 7-8 games into the season. Of course, people are probably going to have their little hot streak at the start. Well, of course, people are going to have the little hot streaks in the beginning of the season and play well. But some people start dropping off. We saw that with Steph Curry. Steph Curry was number 1 in MVP rankings for a while in the beginning of the season.
What happened?
And he had his very bad shooting slump mid-season, which dropped him 4th, 5th. And then he never really recovered and got back up. The only consistent ones that were on the leaderboard were Jokic, Giannis, and Embiid. Until it just became Embiid and Jokic eventually bumped Embiid. So I don't think Jokic will get a back-to-back-to-back MVP.
No, I don't think so
if Embiid can consistently play and be healthy, he could potentially...
Last year, playing at an MVP level.
And got a scoring title.
And the scoring title, which I did not know about.
So he picks that up. He could potentially be back in the front runner for it. Giannis, very, very strong case. 6-0 with this team.
I'm going to keep Luka and mention up there, too. I think I'm going to put probably Luka at 3. MVP candidate.
So who's your top 5 for MVPs?
Okay, that is a very... I think I think I'm gonna go Giannis. I mean,
Number one?
Yeah, like you're not really stopping him strides.
That's valid.
Probably gonna put Luka at 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll put KD at 3.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'll put Ja at 4. I'm not gonna lie, Ja's a sleeper. Everyone likes to sleep on Ja, but he woke the haters up last year in the playoffs. Number 5, I think I'll put Steph Curry at 5.
Steph Curry, okay.
I'll put Steph Curry at 5. I think I'll put Mitchell at 6. But
all right,
you
well,
can swap the Mitchell and Curry just depending on.
now I'll say for mine, Giannis definitely number 1. 6-0 start with the Bucks. They haven't had Chris Middleton for a little bit.
Oh, I forgot he's not playing.
And
yet.
they've still been winning. Drew Holiday's definitely been stepping up in his role, and Giannis has just been amazing like always. So I will have to put Giannis number 1. It's insane to say anyone's doing better than that man. Definitely will have to put Luka 2. Now his team may not be playing as hot right now, being 3-3, but they still have a 500 record. And Luka's playing like the man he's always been.
Basketball.
Like the past few years he's been in the league, he's been playing lights out, like you said. So definitely Giannis number 1, Luka number 2. But this may surprise you. I got D Mitch 3.
I actually like that.
Now D Mitch, you know, many people might not like have him in the MVP topic or even top 5, but it's insane not to have that man up there. Averaging 30 points through almost 10 games. Getting 5 wins out of 6 games, propelling a team in which he just got to number 2 in the East at the moment.
Granted, the Cavs, after LeBron and Kyrie went to shit.
Yeah.
What happens? They start rebuilding. They
Rebuild.
get Markkanen for a while. He's a dog. They end up making a trade for Mitchell and Markkanen. I can't remember who else was on that trade. It was a big blockbuster trade.
It was Colin Sexton, Lauri Markkanen.
Okay.
And then like I think some unknown or some picks.
I'm not gonna lie, the Cavs won that trade.
Yeah. I won't say one considering the Jazz are fucking.
Yeah, but the Jazz also
6-2.
lost Rudy Gobert as well to the T-Wolves,
Which is
but
making them a lot better right now.
They also gained Beasley,
Vando. They had Pat Bev, but he got traded to the Lakers. They got Walker Kessler are picking the big man. They got some other picks. So, yeah, I got D-Mitch 3 just because, like, it's insane that they're playing at such a high level right now, and he's just going crazy.
So who's your 4 and 5s?
4 and 5 is very tough. Now, of course it's so easy to give MVP candidates to, like, the top guys in the league, but you can't say that, some of the sleeper teams don't have some MVPs on their team.
I also, honorable mention, I'm going to put Devin Booker, and I'm also going to put Damian Lillard.
I won't say Devin Booker, but Damian Lillard's valid. But
I'm gonna say D Book. I like him.
Number 4, I have to say Dame. Dame's coming back from an injury after not playing for almost a whole year.
Yeah, what did he even do?
I don't remember what happened to him. I think he did something to his leg. But he came back from an injury. They're 5-1. No one expected the Blazers to even be good at that.
Nope.
They thought they'd be probably average, adding a few pieces, but no one thought they'd be as good as they are right now, being 5-1. No one thought Dame would come back averaging 30, back-to-back 41-point games. Dame's been on fire.
Dog.
So it's insane not to give Dame some praise. I'd have to give him number 4 on my list.
Okay.
And number 5.
Man, we're coming to the end of this
I'll
NBA
say Ja.
segment here.
It's insane not to say Ja. He's been Ja. The boy can dunk. That boy's been shooting a lot better. But it's tough to have him kind of like top 5 too, because when he's out, his team is able to step up. He did not play against the Jazz, so it was Desmond Bane, Dylan Brooks, all their other guys, and Bane had 32. Brooks had like 24 or 27. So you have other guys that can step up without Ja, and they won. They can still win
for sure, and that's also going to be huge coming down to the playoff stretch as well. I think when you have guys in your starting lineup who can do that kind of stuff, average 25 to 30 a game in the playoffs is going to be huge. Obviously Ja likes the ball in his hands. He is a little bit of a ball hog at times. He takes some stupid shots, but I mean,
but I'll say Ja at the moment. So for my top 5, I have Giannis first, Luka 2nd, D-Mitch 3rd, Dame 4th, and Ja 5th.
Ooh. All right. We are going to come to an end of this NBA segment as well. As soon as we will be dropping another mid-season NBA talk as well. We'll kind of try to get after this.
All right, F, let's kick off the NFL.
We're going to get into
it, baby. Let's go.
So this week's key matchups I highlighted this week. We got the Rams at Bucks. Obviously, the Rams coming off a tough loss against 49ers. 49ers are a sleeper team.
And
Buccaneers,
the Bucks just have not had Tom Brady stepping up at all.
they look
Tom
like
Brady and Aaron Rodgers have been,
They're-
they're two of the legend quarterbacks to ever touch the NFL. You cannot deny that. But Tom Brady coming out of retirement after saying he was going to retire and playing the way he is kind of has people speculating like, yeah, you probably should have stayed retired.
Yo, even though this game, they got the Bucks favored by 3 points this week.
Now, I don't think I can agree with that.
No, I'm gonna roll the Rams in this one.
Yeah,
Rams.
I'd have to go Rams. The Bucks just have not been great. The Bucks are 3-5, a whopping 3-5. They are
Rams?
second in NFC South, but
Yep.
to be fair, the NFC South is not good.
NFC South is wide open right now. The Saints are also 3-5.
Now, considering the Bucks just lost against the Panthers a couple games ago by 18, 21-3, and the Ravens by 5 last game, 27-22. I don't think I can favor them against a team like the Rams.
It's sad because you got Atlanta Falcons as the number 1 team in that division,
And
they
they're
have
only
Marcus Mariota as their goddamn QB.
And they're only a whopping 500. They're 4-4, so
Yeah.
they're not even the greatest.
And then a couple other games, I got the Titans and Chiefs. I feel like they're both 5-2, right? But obviously
That's gonna be a tough game.
they got the Chiefs favored by 12.5 in this one. It is in Kansas City as well. I do think Patrick Mahomes shreds the Titans defense.
Yeah, what was it? The 2018 or 2019? 2019, I think. 2019 playoffs.
Yeah.
He murked the Titans for sure. I think they were up on that boy big time, and Mahomes like he usually does.
Oh no, that was the freaking Texans. That was the
Oh
Sean
yeah,
Watson.
the Texans. He killed
That
the
was
Texans,
gross.
man. Oh my goodness.
But
yeah, I think he can definitely give the Titans the business.
I do like that one.
Coming off a solid game against the 49ers at that, 44-23, they could probably pull off a pretty good upset.
And the Titans, actually, they just played the Houston Texans, and the Houston Texans are dog shit, right?
Yeah.
Titans put up 17 points.
And they only
Granted,
beat him by a whopping
No
touchdown.
Ryan Tannehill. He's out with the ankle injury. Derrick Henry, he had 219 yards on
And he
32
had
rushing
hold
attempts.
on, let me stop you there.
32
Derrick Henry had over
rushing attempts.
He had over 100 rushing yards in the first quarter.
Yeah. So what does that tell you? I mean, obviously the Chiefs' run defense is not great. I'm not gonna lie.
Not
You
on
saw
par anymore, no.
Against Buffalo, which is my team. As y'all see in the shirt, man. Roll Bills. Let's get it, baby. But Kansas City's defense is definitely a point of emphasis as soon as you get to the playoffs. I think they don't have any offensive problems. You add Kadarius Toney, who is a speedster.
Whew.
I think he's going to click well with Patrick Mahomes. You got a veteran in Juju. You got some others. You got Travis Kelce, best tight end in football. Simple.
Yeah, they still got a solid offense. Just because they lost Tyreek Hill does not mean they downgraded. If anything, they're probably still pretty stagnant. They don't got terrible guys. They can definitely make up for that.
I think I just crossed out the Ravens and Saints game. I don't know. I mean, the Ravens are obviously 5-3. Saints are 3-5. This is a statement game for both of these teams, actually. Ravens just signed Roquan Smith from the Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Tough. Obviously, Alvin Kamara, who's on my fantasy team, been going off lately.
Yeah, he's been snapping for the Saints for sure.
Yeah, they got the Ravens favored by 2 points in this game.
Now, the recent Saints games, they did just shut out the Raiders last game.
Yeah, but
That's very notable. I mean, they didn't have a bad game against the Cardinals either. They did lose by 8. It was 42-34. That's some good points dropped for being such a subpar team.
That is true.
And then shut out the next game. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to do any of that against the Ravens. The Ravens are a very tough team with Lamar Jackson.
When he plays good.
Yes.
When he plays good.
But the Ravens have solid defense, too.
Their injuries, though. Mark Andrews, I don't think he's playing this week. I also don't think Rashad Bateman is playing this week. So Lamar's going to have to find some other offense, whether that's through his running backs
or through
his other-
himself.
Yeah. But now we're going to get into the Bills and Jets. I do think this is going to be an interesting game.
The
Depending on where the location is.
Not the Bills, the Jets, such a sleeper football team after being so trash for so many upcoming years.
Yeah.
They are
5
a
and
whopping
3.
5-3.
Go crazy.
Who would have thought the Jets would be 5-3? New York has been standing up so much for the
Shout out
Jets.
to
It's
the
insane.
Giants, too, man. We're not going to forget about y'all either.
Yeah, the Giants. The
They
Giants.
do have the Bills favored by 12 points in this game. I do think it's probably going to end up being a 14-point game. Bills defense, we just signed a safety from the Falcons. We don't know what Jordan Poyer's status is looking like as of right now. Hoping it's not too serious. But honestly, you can't game plan for Josh Allen. He's going to run all over you. He's going to throw it to Diggs.
Now,
throw it
I
to
will
Davis.
say his last 2 games probably have not been the best.
Nope.
Now, the Bills and Chiefs game, very amazing. Came right down to the wire. But, of course, Josh Allen and the Bills stepped up. Got a touchdown last minute. Shut out the Chiefs. Beat them 24-20.
Yeah, that's a huge win. You want to know why? I think that's going to be the game that is going to decide home field advantage.
I agree. Now the Bills against the Packers. They completely shut them out.
Yeah, they didn't. But honestly, the Bills did not look like the same Bills.
Yeah, they could have been definitely a lot better considering the Packers have been very below average this year.
Yep.
With Aaron Rodgers just completely lacking with his vision
wide receivers,
and
whatever.
no wide receiver. Oh my God, his rookie wide receivers are very embarrassing to watch.
Yeah.
Game 1, I
I'm
guess
gonna say,
people.
Christian Watson is a dog coming out of NDSU. I got love for
They
my
have
boy.
good receivers. I don't know if they have jitters or what, but them transitioning to the NFL has not been a pretty start.
Except for Romeo Dobbs, that catch he had in the end zone.
Oh my God.
Last game I have highlighted in the NFL for us in just this little part. I got the Vikings and Commanders. I do think the T.J. Hawkinson trade for the Vikings works out. Irv
That
Smith,
was an amazing blockbuster that was very unexpected.
we gave away picks.
We gave away picks, which was not really that bad considering we have such a solid team.
Exactly.
Now the Vikings are off to a whopping 6-1 start.
6-1. Let's
Top
go.
of the
Skull,
NFC
baby.
North, baby. We are the only above 500 team in NFC North. Packers 3-5, Bears also 3-5, and the Lions stinky 1-6.
Stinky Bears.
Now
stinky Lions.
I
stinky
won't say too
Packers.
much for the Commanders. They are a 500 team at least, but they are in such a tough division. They have the Eagles up top, 7-0, still undefeated apparently.
Yeah.
You have the Cowboys, who are a whopping 6-2.
Giants 6-2.
Oh yeah, the Giants and the Cowboys are definitely some good sleepers that have been playing a lot better than you thought. Especially the Giants. The Giants have been falling off for a little bit, and it's amazing that they're even 6-2. Now,
Get into these NFL power rankings that dropped.
I got some questions
So
about
the
that.
Eagles number 1. I'm not going to agree with that. They got the Bills at 2, 3. Chiefs,
Now they only gave
4 the Vikings and 5 the Cowboys.
Yeah, they only gave the Eagles number 1,
'Cause
mainly
they're
because they're
7-0.
undefeated. Now, yes, you can be an undefeated team and
let's-
still not be that great.
Well, let's take a look at the Eagles' schedule here. So the only winning team the Eagles have beaten is the Vikings.
Pretty
right?
much.
And that was 24-7. Obviously, you guys know the struggles with Kirk Cousins in primetime, right? I guess they did play Dallas. They beat them 26-17, which to me, honestly, as the Eagles and you're playing a backup in Cooper Rush, that is not a win you should be super excited about as Jalen Hurts if you are 7-0, right? Obviously, you go out the next week, you beat the Steelers 35-13. Then this week, Thursday night, you got the Texans. Like, come on. Then you got Washington, you got the Colts, you got the Packers, you got the Titans. Titans is a game I am seeing the Eagles lose now.
Yeah, you can't exactly say the Eagles have been playing the most best teams. They've played one, which was their first game or second game of the season, and they've been playing completely average, below average teams for the past 5 games.
Yep. And they got the Giants after that. And honestly, Giants, they're 6-2, yeah, but they don't scare me. You got the Bears, you got the Cowboys. I'm seeing the Cowboys being a loss as well. I do think a healthy Dak Prescott is a tough team to beat. You got the Saints and you got the Giants. So honestly, with the Eagles, I'm probably gonna end up seeing them losing 2 games so far this season, just because they have such a cakewalk of a schedule.
Yeah. Yeah, the Eagles' upcoming games. Let's see who they play.
But
They play the Texans on November. Or they play them tomorrow on November 3rd. They play the Commanders after them, the Colts, the Packers, the Titans, the Giants, the Bears, the Cowboys, the Saints, and then the Giants again.
those are winnable games.
Yeah, the only team they could possibly lose to,
It's the Titans.
yeah,
and
maybe the
Cowboys.
Titans and maybe the Cowboys. But besides that, they could probably go undefeated this season, which isn't too big of a shock.
Yeah.
It's insane because people have been trying to say that the Vikings have such a cakewalk schedule.
No,
And
really
we've come out with some close games, like the Dolphins, such
Scary.
a top team in the first couple weeks.
Granted, no Tua, but that's still
No Tua, but they still have such a solid backup with a quarterback that they got.
They got Teddy Bridgewater and they got Skylar Thompson.
And considering what they're trying to do to the Vikings playing in Miami, we still pulled out an 8-win victory.
Fuck Tyreek Hill. That's all I gotta say.
But we played the Eagles and of course lost. We played the Saints. A little below average, but we came out with a field goal win. We played the
Bears.
Dolphins, and we played the Cardinals.
So we have a lot of one possession wins, which also scares me.
It's very scary. The Vikings are such a good team, but they come down. They're just like the Wolves. In like the end of the game situations,
Yep.
they just kind of scramble and don't know what they're doing
Yeah.
until they're able to pull it off with a field goal win or a lucky touchdown.
I think that's what the key to the Vikings has been. Last year, it was a lot of our defense just giving up a lot of points in those 2 minutes,
Yeah.
which we couldn't have.
Now, the Vikings' rest of their schedule, I could say that we could possibly lose to the Bills.
I'm not gonna lie. As a Vikings fan and a Bills fan, I do think the Vikings are gonna lose to the Bills.
He's very indecisive, but he knows.
It's tough.
Yeah,
I want the
we
Vikings
could-
to win, but I need the Bills to win. as well.
We're probably going to lose to the Bills. We
gonna beat the
could
Cowboys.
lose to the Cowboys, but I don't think we will.
And it's home versus the Cowboys.
And I think the Jets will probably be the final game that will be very exciting. Actually, we could be very exciting against the Giants, but I think the Jets.
I think the home versus Patriots is going to be a tough one. You got the Jets. We have the Lions. We have the Colts. We have the Giants. We have the Packers. And we have the Bears. Stinky Packers.
Stinky Bears.
Going into Lambeau, I think this is the year Kirk Cousins beats Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau. I think they've already beat Aaron Rodgers in Lambeau. Yes, they did, actually, I believe, last year. We do also have the Bears in Chicago. I don't know. There's a lot of... honestly, what I'm seeing is the Vikings probably losing about 4 games.
You think they're going to lose 4?
I think they're going to lose to the Bills. I think... Oh, wait, sorry, not 4 games. I think the Cowboys and Patriots back-to-back weeks is going to be a tough... Like, this stretch we have right here.
Yeah, I
Cowboys,
say the
Bills-
next 3 games after the Bills are probably going to be our toughest. And then after that, we could probably have a good cakewalk, I'd say.
Yeah, I think it's going to be pretty smooth. Or see, like, we're home versus the Colts, home versus the Giants. We're home versus the Jets, Patriots, and Cowboys. You're
so
not
we
going to
have-
win.
yeah.
Kirk Cousins is not going to
Oh,
win.
and we're playing at Buffalo. Damn, yeah.
Kirk Cousins is not going to win in Buffalo.
Yeah, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 out of 8 games at home for the rest of our
that's
schedule
huge.
for the last half of the season.
And that's huge. That's definitely huge for the program. I do really like that as well.
But yeah, like you said though, if the Bills do beat us and we just go to 6-2, that is not bad. That's half the season done, and we're still a whopping 6-2. As a majority of the league is 6-2 or way below. Now we don't have to worry about the North. We're definitely conquering the North.
Not worried about the North at all.
But league wise, I'd still say we're gonna be like a top 5 team, more than likely by the end of the season.
We're going to be a top. We're already the second best team.
Yeah, we're the second best team league wise in the league, but I'd say we're definitely gonna finish at least top 3, top 5 by the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm going to say you're going to get the Bills.
Like I'd say we could finish either 12-4 or 13-3.
Yeah. I like the 14-3. I like the 14-3.
14-3.
Actually, honestly, I think the Buffalo Bills are going to go 14-3. I think
14-3.
Kansas City Chiefs are going to go 13-4. That's what I projected at the start of the season.
But regardless of us finishing well, our playoffs is where the magic has to happen.
But that's where we get home field advantage because we finished with such
which
a
is
good record.
amazing. But we need Kirk to use that to his advantage.
Cheddar.
We need Kirk money to play like he's playing now in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we haven't had such a star-studded play since the Minneapolis Miracle with Stephon Diggs
Shout out to
catching
Diggs,
it over
man.
the Bears or
Over the
the
Bears?
Saints.
Did this man just cap? That is the
You're right,
Saints
the
we
Bears
played.
in the playoffs.
Wait,
I'm insane.
What?
The Saints,
Bears?
my fault.
Yeah.
We had the Minneapolis Miracle against the Saints, and then we ended up getting shredded at home 38-7 against the damn Eagles.
That
is why
we
the
were
Eagles-
in Philadelphia, by the way, dummy.
My bad. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
Get it right.
We would have had the Super Bowl the next game
In
if we
freaking
won.
Minneapolis, and guess what? The Eagles won that.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to switch over to this little NCAA football, college. We got 2 important games this week. I got the Tennessee Volunteers versus the Georgia Bulldogs. That is the number 1 team versus, I believe, the number 3 team. Let me just take a look here quick. Rankings. Yep, Tennessee. Oh, sorry. Georgia is number 1. Tennessee is 2. That's a huge, huge SEC game. I honestly want to roll Tennessee, man. I love to see the Volunteers keep winning. I don't want to see them out of the college football playoffs at all. Georgia won that shit last year, so let's go Volunteers. Second game, Alabama versus LSU. I think that's an important game just because, Alabama's ranked number 6. Obviously, they lost to Tennessee in a freaking shootout. 52-49, was it, or some shit like that?
Right, it was a super close game. That was insane that it came down like that. But yeah, they ended up beating that top-ranked team, and no one really expected that. It was such a colossal upset, but it was a good upset. That was a good week of college football for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not too big of a huge college football fan.
Me as well. We stick to the professional sports.
We do try to stick to professionals.
Whoever has the most hype college-wise for basketball or football, that's when I tune in.
That's when we start to watch.
But we do have college basketball starting up very soon. We got the March Madness, all the brackets that'll be happening.
We
so
definitely will be making our predictions.
And Def will be having our predictions. We'll be having our brackets set up. We encourage everyone that listens and watches the podcast to also
send in your
send
brackets.
us your brackets. Definitely message us either on Instagram or on Twitter.
We'll definitely be putting our socials on top.
F and Tay
YouTube
on
channel.
YouTube. That's also our Twitter and Instagram handle.
We're all working. It's hard to find time to record videos, especially since we live in Minnesota now. We're starting to hit the dead of winter too as well. So, we're kind of just trying to switch over to podcast. We can do a lot more of it.
Yeah, we're trying to. Once winter hits, we're definitely gonna have some of our hot takes and cold takes and controversial takes on this. And we won't even always talk sports. We'll talk about everything else too.
Yeah, we do appreciate y'all who all listen.
Facts.
We definitely need the love. We're here for y'all. If y'all have questions, concerns, comments that y'all want us to speak about, whether that's just like relationship wise or just you need some advice or some other stuff, we'll definitely try to do the best we can to throw in our inputs in that.
And we will be uploading the footage on our FNT YouTube channel. So if you guys don't want to listen to us just on Apple Music or Apple Podcasts, Spotify, whatever we put the podcast on, you can always watch the episodes live, or not live, but on YouTube. You can listen to anything, go back, hear what you need to hear.
One time.
Yeah, you're right. That would be fire.
Yeah, we're gonna make a little YouTube where we're gonna go live one time, so y'all can actually see what we be doing and the stupid shit that we be saying.
And we could hear y'all with some takes live with us. All right, man. We're nearing the end of the podcast now. Ephraim, you got any final thoughts, football wise, NBA wise?
I'm just excited. Sports is back. Royal Phillies in the World Series. Fuck the Astros. Fuck them cheaters. I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like this is gonna be a really solid first episode. But I don't know. I'm just super hyped to get this channel started. Appreciate all y'all that are listening. But yeah, we're gonna try to get as much content as we can.
I'm excited, man. We got basketball back finally. We're in the midst of we're nearing the half of the season for the NFL.
Yeah.
We got our Vikings doing very well. His Bills are doing very well.
6-1, man.
We got a slow start to the NBA season. We got some sleepers not doing well. We got some tanking teams doing a lot better. So we'll see what happens. We're gonna have some very good hot takes coming up. After a little while, see what's going on in NBA and the NFL.
For sure.
And then once college basketball starts, we'll definitely start going. Actually, when we do our bracket, we'll probably go live with that, so you guys can come chill with us. Fill out our bracket too, see what our input is. We'll see what your input is, all that good stuff. And yeah.
Other than that, we appreciate y'all. Stay tuned. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Sub to the YouTube channel. Make sure you listen to the podcast when we drop.
We definitely will inform y'all. If y'all ever do want to be in our video, just hit us up either on Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, whatever.
Anything.
We'll try to get y'all in. Can't promise it, We just gotta gotta know you. We're not just gonna invite like just a random stranger to podcast with us as well. Also, Jay Money is missing from this podcast right now. He is a part of our YouTube channel. He definitely will be in on the hot takes as well.
Yeah, we're going to have a third microphone in here. We'll have J Money talking with us. Don't even worry about it. We'll have some other guest people, too. We'll definitely try and get people in to get their hot takes. We'll do a bunch of stuff. We can do anything with this podcast. The motherfucking world's our oyster, man, as the saying goes.
Let's get it. Otherwise, y'all have a good rest this beautiful day. It is 75 degrees out in Minnesota.
Just beautiful. We're going to enjoy it like we can.
Man, we're going to go hit the golf course real quick.
Yes, sir. All right, we'll catch y'all next podcast. This has been Tay.
This has been Effie. Peace
We'll catch
out.
y'all.